Do, 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 do. Mm. There we go. Done, done, done. Okay. Where are we looking? Where are we looking? Where are we looking? Where are we looking? Yep, good. Okay, just waiting now for the tick over to race. Service done in a Bentley, finally, something I'm a bit more comfortable with. A bit more shunt than the Aston. Okay, into the race we go. Marvellous. I've seen that Grosser Gesser fellow yesterday. He wasn't able to keep on track the whole way. Man, that can't be his real name. Cool Drive, W Cool Drive. No, he's making it up. Drive.
Stay in double file.
Okay,
No
cool.
tire pressure. Stay clear of the curbs.
So we get. We are fourth on the grid.
Green light. Give it all you can. Car on the right. Clear on the right.
Oh, this guy's ours, surely. Oh, well, he's hanging on. Surely he's got to be feeling the pressure a bit now. See if he can last the whole 20 minutes like this.
Car on the right. Clear on the right.
Lambo cleared.
Well done, mate. This has been your personal best.
I just gained a couple of attempts on the Aston ahead. We're still in the hunt for this. We could catch him up. Ooh, not if we do stuff like this. That Bentley is loose.
Car on the right. Clear on the right.
That's not good. We're going to lose all that hard work now and they're going to get punted around. Yeah, good job, Mr. Ferrari. Oh, man. This is going from bad to worse. Look at all this.
Car on the right.
I am now part of the open lobby problem.
Clear on the right.
Good grief. Alright, we've got a massive friggin' hill to climb now to get anywhere near a respectable finish. For God's sake. That rear left is also really hot. That's how quickly we can fall from grace.
Yellow flag ahead. Watch out.
That was ballsy.
Slow car ahead. Yellow flag ahead. Watch out in front. Yellow flag accepted.
I shouldn't have got away with that, I don't think.
Yellow flag. Be careful. Got some light
Well,
coming.
that McLaren didn't see me coming.
Car on the right. 3 wide. Clear on the right. All clear.
Come on, lads.
Car on the left. Clear on the left. Car on the left.
This is not necessarily representative of the experience. But then again, it really is.
Car on the right. Clear on the right.
Good job, man. Good God. This Bentley's going through some real abuse right now. Team isn't going to be happy with me.
We are at the halfway mark. Still a way to go.
Can we come out of this with some dignity? At this point, no. But there's always next race. Happy New Year, Ordanis. I think there's a lot of hungover drivers on track right now. That's the only way I can explain the standards, myself included. You know, I haven't exactly been very this might not be my finest performance in 20 minutes. He's off. Bit of a shame. We should have been breathing down the neck of second place at this point, but spicy setup, sprung a trap on turn one, wasn't ready for it. These distressing scenes are being beamed from the UK, mate. Happy New Year to you folks in Greece. He's gone. He's out of here. I had a feeling something was going to happen. Wanted to give him the space to make his own mistakes there. Crikey. I'll be scraping the mud out of the wheel arches on this after the race. Shocking. Shockingly bad. Seems like we've got some damage sustained somewhere. I reckon we've got a little bit of area damage.
Leaders on final lap now.
Oh, could there be a chance here to just nab 2 positions right at the end? We've got one more lap to do so, and they're starting to fight now, so we've got a best chance. Clean pass. Clean pass from that guy. Oh, maybe not. Got a bit of tail happy on the exit there. Now he's set up for a 2 wide through cops, and that's not going to do very well. You never want to be doing that.
Car on the left.
We've got the inside, but he's a little bit faster in a straight line. We've got the old Assetto Corsa rubber banding right there.
Car on the left.
God.
Car on the left.
And a bit of a tangle in it. At least it's not bloody. At least it wasn't outright murdered, but yeah, there's a bit of rear quarter overlap there. Could have ended in tears.
The leader has finished the race.
There we go then, run up to the line.
Right, the race is over. Good job. You did the best you could. Take it easy indeed, lad.
Rubbish. Shocking race. Let's hope the next one's better. Let's dive straight in. So where the hell did we come? 11th in the end. Came 11th in the end. That could have been better. But that's no good. We're going to jump straight into another one. I don't want to do Silverstone again. Let's try another one instead. Let me see. Well, at least nobody's bashing me in the chat, because that was pretty shocking. Not my finest hour, is it? Quick join, Zolder. Love a bit of Zolder. Love a bit of Zolder. Right, we've got 10 minutes of quali. Let's see what we can do. Load, 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 load. Yeah, that'll do. That'll do. Alright. Ten minutes of quali. Let's see if we can put it up there. I'm not waiting for him. Kinda need to not do that.
Yellow flag in sector 2.
Do I prefer iRacing or Assetto Corsa comp for GT3? To be honest with you, this is a tough question. I don't know whether you might have caught the end of it, but I was doing a season of WGTC and iRacing. That's like 12 weeks of punishment in the GT3 class. If you ask me, if GT3 is your thing, then ACC is the best option by far. But if you just consider iRacing for what it is, and that's, you know, a racer with excellent netcode, you know, you can trust that netcode with your life, and that's what leads to the really, really good races. The fact that you can trust the netcode almost perfectly. I've not seen a better racer with better netcode yet. But the fact of the matter is that when you've got an incomplete GT3 roster, and what's there is really inconsistent, and it's just not the same experience as this. If you want a GT3 experience, then this is the one. Such as the experience of slamming your bloody Bentley over 2 massive sausage curbs. Right, let's put a serious quali lap in then. Tyres are warm, I'm warm. That's not a good thing. Quali lap 1 underway. Yep, using an RS9 GT Omega, which happens to be yep, this rig got second hand from somebody. I think it's one of the really early versions of this rig because it's got not got any branding, not got nothing, and it didn't come with a pedal plate. So I've had to make one myself, and that's what you can hear creaking in the background is my blooming homemade wooden pedal plate. I should really sort that out. But yeah, the seat itself is an RS9, it's comfy enough. The actual rig itself is certainly stable enough. I don't really notice any flex in the steering. There is some, don't get me wrong, but you don't notice it. But if you were to sit there and look at it while it's being used, then you would say, yeah, there's a couple of millimeters of flex there. But doesn't seem to impact me in any way. Right, we're only a tenth up from my best quality time there. I need to tighten it up a bit, I think. And not do that. Okay, we need to make the next lap better. We can do better than that.
There's a slow car up ahead. Yellow flag ahead. Watch out in front. Yellow flag, be careful. Yellow flag in sector 1.
Half a second up on our quality time in a minute. Let's not screw it up now. That was good. It's all down to the last corners now. Nine tenths up on the quality time that we previously set. That's good. And it's enough for third.
Yellow flag ahead. Be careful. Well done, mate. The fastest lap so far. Slow car ahead.
Good timing.
Get validated.
Have we got anybody behind us? No, we're good. We're good. Yeah, if you're moving up from a, if you're moving up from just an Omega Classic and a Settee, you'll probably appreciate it for sure. I think it's going to be a big boost. We're out of fuel. We are out of fuel. The thunder has ceased to be brought. Alright, let's get off the road then. Let's have a little goose at what we were doing. Apart from iRacing, the racer with probably the best kind of multiplayer experience, if you ask me, it's probably Live for Speed. I know that's going to be a rubbish answer. I haven't tried P-Cars 2. Dirt Rally's another favourite of mine, but obviously no multiplayer with that. But if you get yourself a copy of Live for Speed, couple of mates in a car park, it's fun. Basically, Live for Speed is basically what sim racing would be if it was like, you know, hanging out with a couple of beers and whatnot. That's the Live for Speed in personified. You know, you can play cops and robbers with Caterhams. They've got massive like tracks that are just open-ended. You can cruise around them, like industrial estates, your typical UK industrial estate. If you do that with some mates, that usually leads to some good multiplayer fun. I used to have a great laugh on it back in the day. Just got a car park, put a load of barriers in it, and then played cops and robbers basically. And it used to be a good way to practice your driving skills, you know, so you could feasibly take a Caterham on the road and do the same thing. And Live for Speed is also very realistic, not in terms of the sound and audio, that's really getting on a bit now, but Live for Speed was doing sidewall deforms before anyone else was, and there's a demo version of it which is free, which is very, very popular, relatively speaking. Give it a go, and you might be surprised at how sort of like well put together it is, especially considering it's the work of basically one guy, and that is astonishing always to me. One guy, basically, some smart bloke called Robert Sarwin. And Live for Speed was doing tyre wall deformation before anyone else was, I think. And you can feasibly play it with mouse and keyboard, which is why it's really popular with the Eastern European crowd, where, you know, steering wheels like this are just too expensive. Live for Speed also has a basically a track editor, not in the way that we think when we say that. You're probably thinking something like PSD of a tracks, unfortunately not, but you can put down cones, barriers, obstacles to basically make your own auto solo course or just whatever you want. Must have spent hours in that. Right, looks like we're going to tick over to the race. This one looks a bit more promising. The pace spread's pretty good and all. I've raced with these guys before. I think this is the drink and drive server, which I'm sure is not frowned upon by EU regulations, probably, about drink and drive in association. Oh, we've got two Lexuses, me, Audi, Merc, Audi, Ferrari. Lovely. Okay, quick check. Quick check to make sure my fuel's in. Yep, good. Cheers for the kind words, Caesarius. For sure, it's nothing without you guys watching and commenting on the actual main videos, the stuff that I actually sit down, write and do. And I actually enjoy it as well. That's the main thing. I do wonder how many people on this grid would probably fail a roadside breath test at a minute if it's a zero tolerance country like Iceland. Ooh, the race is 30 minutes. Blimey. Okay, yeah, we're going to need a bit more than that. We're going to need 60 litres. God, 30-minute race, for Christ's sake. Let's leave it at 60.
30 seconds.
Let's leave it at 62. I don't like to feel like I have to save fuel, so it's no big deal if I'm a tenth slower than people around me or something like that. Don't think I've qualified this high up in a grid before.
Going double file.
Normally just on the second, third row or something like that. Here we go then. What are we going to get? 30 minutes race about to set off. At least it's a good track. Good car. Good set.
Green light. Go, go, go. Car on the left. Clear on the left.
Oh, we took the lead. Got my doubts as to whether we're going to hold it. As long as I get through and don't do anything silly. He's got a bit of a run on me here, but he's on the outside for this corner. That's going to give him a few
Clear on the right.
feet. He's thought better of it.
Yellow flag is sector 1.
Cold tyres and brakes coming up to the chicane. Led me to overshoot it. This is my strong section now. I love this bit. Love that corner. So good. The banking, the curb. Out in front with a 6/10 gap. Happy about that. I think sector 1 is where we actually sector 1 is where we lose out, I think, on this one. The wheel I'm using is a CSL, Fanatec CSL Elite V1.1 with a Fanatec Formula B2 wheel attached to it. If you want to know more about that, you've come to the right place. Have a look back through my video library and you will see plenty of information there, particularly if you're upgrading, which is kind of where hopefully my opinions will help, and that of commenters. We're getting a bit of can feel the water vapour on the back of my neck now from this bloke's breath.
Well done, mate. Fastest lap of the race so far.
He's gone on the sand behind. He must have got distracted by me losing it a little bit, and he's run wide. That's great. Bit more breathing room now, but it's not going to last. These guys are quick. There's an elf barrier just chilling out in the middle of a track
Yellow
there.
flag in sector 1.
I do love the sound, though, mate, when you hit those little foam boards. They sound a lot like when you punch polystyrene. Satisfying noise. Yeah, if you've got a G920 at the minute, which is basically a G29 by another name, then I can tell you a lot about how what's worth upgrading to when the time comes. But yeah, for sure, you need to be certain that you actually enjoy racing with a wheel. Which ain't always, you know, it's not always the most suitable option, particularly if you just want something casual. I'm losing a lot of time over those sharp chicane curves. He's still glued. He's glued to my backside, this man. 4 attempts.
Fastest lap of the race. Great job.
But thankfully, we are getting faster. Just a little bit. You know, from what I've heard,
Well done, mate. Couple lap.
the road to competitive, and I mean bleeding edge, sim racing is littered with tears. But, ooh, God. Yeah, he's gone on the sand again, or at least, or unless that's just a mirage. No, he's dropped off a rearview mirror. That means he's lost a bit of time here. All I got to do is not screw up. Yeah, competitive sim racing is one of them, but people know the tricks, the things that are up their sleeves and that. My perspective is that to be the best of the rest is kind of a nice place to be. So in league racing, such as the ones I've taken part in this year, Apex Racing League for example, there's very, very few blatant, you know, like you just know when there's people that are just like a second ahead of the whole field, you know that they've just got the whole thing nailed to a T, including, you know, the car specific, sim specific exploits which are kind of necessary to do. But if you join a league, you end up joining a club and you get to know the people there, and that's usually what brings the most fun. I've certainly had a lot of fun doing it this year. And I'll be continuing that trend when it all starts up again. Alright, we're not shaking this Lexus behind us, he's still within a second. Third place is a second behind. But he's also stuck where he is and all, so This is basically a Mexican standoff now, whereby whoever drops their guard first is going to get mugged. Oh, you certainly will make a few friends along the way, I can say that for sure. Particularly within league racing, you know, you're racing with the same kind of field for, you know, months and months and months. It's really difficult not to get along with somebody there. This is scrappy. We're losing it now. Oh, he's right on our neck now. Let's see if we can shake him.
Yellow flag is Assetto.
I've just knocked that brake bias forward a bit because I feel as though corner entry under trail braking is getting a bit too loose now. Coming up on the back of the grid, or a stray back marker now. Thanks, mate.
Car on the right.
G. Di Paolo. We are hanging on. We've been under pressure now for what feels like a lot longer than 12 minutes. Feels like way, way longer than that.
Car on the right. Clear on the right.
And at the 12-minute and 40-second mark, it's when we lost it. See if we can get it back. It's his turn to have a massive big Bentley grille snorting in his rearview mirror. Got a real fight on our hands now. I'm going to make sure he knows it. Or I'm going to completely spoon it and lose second. Oh, well, what can you do? Right. We gotta do something, ain't we? We gotta do something here. I'm finding that the rear of the car has just disappeared. Temperatures aren't that bad. Wear isn't bad either, so still a long way to go. We're still only halfway through.
We're halfway through. Keep pushing. Yellow flag is
Kind of was a surprise to even have the lead to start with, so you know, not too distraught, but I sure would like to have second back. I don't think this guy's going to hold on to second till the end of the race.
gaining on the car heading sector 2.
We're surely going to crack him, aren't we? Oh my goodness, getting airborne. Bloody circuit's hard work. First is running away a bit now. In clear air, he's hard to catch.
Yellow flag in sector 1.
Oh, we're just stuck here, aren't we? Good. Mate. I need to calm down over that chicane, I think.
Car on the right. Clear on the right. Car on the left. Clear on the left.
Right, we got second back. Let's see if we can catch first place. I think without him in front of us being a distraction, we might be able to claw back some time here. Good. We're getting a bit of a gap to third already now. W. McCone. God damn it, McCone. Oh, got first warning for chopping that. Yeah, that did feel a little bit overcooked. That did. At some point I'm going to work out what that sound was.
Yellow flag ahead. Watch out.
Oh, we're now 22 minutes into a race. Ooh, good guys, stay still, stay where you are. Oh, that was good. That was good. That felt really cool. Not fast, but cool.
You're given a warning for exceeding track limits.
Oh, we got a second warning. We need to calm down a bit down there now. Last thing I need at this point is a drive-through. Oh, we've made some time on first place. I'm not sure whether or not you get held up by traffic, but we did also have a pretty decent lap. Bang on the Delta for the fastest lap time. Let's get him. We've got 7 minutes.
Well done, mate. Crossing the best.
We've got 7 minutes to psychologically scoop him off. After all, what happened to me can happen to him, you know. Sometimes your brain just slides off the plate. You make a silly mistake. All he needs to do is one, and we've got that place back. Come on, be kind to me. Be good to me. Thank you, man. GD Paolo. I'm going to thank that man in the chat because he's a blooming gentleman. Remember, GD Paolo. He might be 20th right now, but in my mind, he's first place. We've lost a tiny bit of ground to him now. You know what, Adrian? You've joined the first stream where I didn't blooming well put the setup information and all that kind of stuff in the description. So sorry about that. Sod's law. The first time you don't take the time to do something is when somebody asks. But
Yellow flag, be careful there.
I'll give you the lowdown once we hit the start finish straight. Oh, he's gained on us a little bit. I think that back marker a couple of laps ago is the reason why we were that close, because he's got the pace. 4 minutes. It's not happening unless he puts the foot wrong. Because on straight up pace alone, he's got me covered. There's a cone just chilling. That was a bit sloppy. Bad exit on that complex there. In other news, we're now 7 seconds ahead of third place, who was giving us all that trouble earlier. But I think he ran out of stamina because he's not there no more.
Yellow flag in sector 1.
Oh, good. This might not be a real car, but I certainly felt that.
Slow car ahead. There's a slow car ahead. Pressure loss on the left front.
Pressure loss on the left front. That's from taking too many divots and curves on that left front. Takes its toll. Ah, we've got an obstructive back marker here. If I'd have took the position because of that back marker, I would have given the place straight back because I hadn't earned it. Bloke loses a place through no fault of his own after basically putting in an all-star drive for 30 straight minutes. Can't do a man dirty like that. Right, last couple of corners. Awesome.
The leader has finished the race.
Second place, I'll take that.
Excellent job, mate. P2. Bring it back to the pit safely.
Could have kept first the whole way, but it wasn't to be. Just made a mistake, and this bloke didn't. So, awesome race. Good stuff, that. Loved it. Let's go and check out. Let's have another little reach into the bag and see what we got. That was a fun race, but now I'm basically like, I'm now adhesive to myself. No, no, we're not having Zolder again. We're on. We're not back on the D&D server, but it's still Zolder. We'll try again. I'm too lazy to just browse the. Too lazy to browse the list. Come on.
Green light.
We'll try again.
Green light.
No, we're not doing that. Let's have a look at the server list. Maybe we can find something. Come on. Laguna Seca. No, there's no drivers. Advanced. Okay. So, tracks, weights, preferences. Tracks, weights, preferences. Not Silverstone, not Zolder. Screw it, let's jump in for a 15-minute spa race with no practice. I say no practice, I've probably done about 1,000 laps of the blooming circuit and various guises. Oh, there's only 6 people in here. Sorry chaps. That was like going into a room at a party and having like a couple of blokes sat there with a book. Let's try a quick join again, maybe it'll be nice to us this time. Silverstone. Oh, alright then. Oh god, not with 20 minutes qualifying to go, that's 2. Shall we? Tell you what, we'll stick a time in. See what we would have got. Yeah, we'll stick a time in. That last Silverstone race, the one that we were up to at the beginning, could have actually turned out to be pretty good if we didn't screw it. Alright, we're out in clean air. Just gonna nudge that brake bias forward a bit because I feel as though when you brake and you're leaning on the nose, it's a little bit Yeah, a bit like that. It's a little bit too easy to lose that back end. Okay, flying lap number 1. Off we go. Right, well, that wasn't a flying lap so much as it was a flipping flying off a track lap. Need to let the car cool and just try again. But yeah. The coach stage setup is a lot not twitchier. It's a lot slippier than the aggressive setup. The aggressive setup is. So I need to just be aware of that. I need to be a bit smoother. You know, this car can corner, but you need to give it some advance warning. You can't just chuck it in and change direction quickly. Same thing on this corner. This is where I spilt it on that first race. Right, let's try this flying lap business again then. Oh, made it more than the made it further than the last lap. Yeah.
Yellow flag in sector 1. Yellow flag, be careful.
Let's see where this puts us. Lap invalidated, and that felt like a really good one and all. Oh, screw it. Okay, we've got enough fuel for another one. That's a shame, that felt like a really good one and all. Well, we missed that apex, but it's not all is lost. Just carry on. That was a good one. Let's see where this puts us. Second. Alright, puts us second. That's pretty good. Second for the time being at least. Still 10 minutes of quality to go, and we'll pull over to the side. This bit here. Yeah, lap invalidated, I know. It was invalidated the minute I took my foot off the throttle. Return to garage. Okay, 4 attempts off of current pole. I'm going to leave you in the good company of the pit lane for a minute or two, and then come back and try and better that time, and then have a good race on our hands, hopefully. See you guys shortly. Couple of minutes. Oh, and I've got enough time to run another lap. That's fine. If I have to just take a seat behind Siklari and Schlauchheidel, fine, so be it. It's 20 minutes, okay. Yeah. Okay. Good. Just gotta. I'm gonna take a spin out in a race setup to make sure that I don't spill it, because you know quali setups and race setups can be different. So this is my pretend. This is like my pretend lap 1 now.
Yellow flag in sector 2.
Alright, qualifying's over, so we're just hanging out on track till the session ticks over. Like that. Now I've got to drive through a blooming menu in my way. Okay, cool. So, on the grid, 2-minute countdown, we can actually click drive at the 30-second count. And then we're on our way. Oh, jeez. So we've got Siklari, Kaneshi, Schlauchheidel, Lee. Rashid, Dillon, Lautenbach, Sabatini, Hodgson. Vanet, Cahorn, Bun, Rodriguez. I always love it when I'm in the middle of a load of exotic names and then there's just me. You just better drive. Let's go then. Open lobby, Silverstone, 20-minute race. This time with a bit more familiarity with the setup. Well, a lot more.
Stay in double file. Low tire pressure, stay away from curbs.
There we got in.
Green light, go, go, go.
Ferrari wasn't wasting any time, was he? Look at that. Crikey. What a legend. Schlauchheidel with the pass.
Yellow flag in sector 3.
Right, so that Lexus ahead is he's a little bit rattled. Just a little bit. He knows we're faster. He knows we can get on his back. He's probably going to make his own mistakes at some point. He seems to be driving it like that. We've got a reasonable gap to the Audi behind, but the Audi behind is as close to me. Ferrari's round. Okay, Maggotts and Beckers, this is where we get some time back. Okay, we've got a second to the car in front and half a second to the car behind.
Yellow flag in sector 2.
Okay. A second to the car in front, a second to the car behind. We're in an air sandwich.
Not me. That's not fastest lap. There's a car leaving the pit lane. Watch out.
That was a good cops plus. He has gone well out of bounds there, so he's going to get a warning for a cut. Sort of missed the mark there. Oh, trying to bring that car to a stop then. I'll tell you something, Dino, the reason why it's getting a bit more popular at the minute is well, it's a bit of a nebulous. I think it's just, I'll tell you one reason. Specifications of PCs is improving. I mean, I am running this triple screen. Let's be fair to it. I'm running it triple screen, and that is already a recipe for disaster. But you know, I think PC requirements are starting to catch up, and this game, I feel this game was made for a future time period, because when you turn it up to full, it is gloriously beautiful. I mean, compared to Assetto Corsa with its soul mods and that, yeah, obviously it's not quite as artistically nice, but it looks real. This looks realistic, and that's the difference, I think. ACC deserves to be popular, if you ask me. Because ACC is an obvious labour of love, which you'd expect. That's what you'd expect from essentially an Italian firm. And the fact that you can basically buy all of the content outright for about 50 quid. And no subscription model. And a matchmaking system that's starting to kind of make a bit more sense, I suppose. I mean, I'm in open lobbies, so there is no matchmaking going on right now, but it won't be too long before my first race in the competitive ranked. Not sure whether it says on screen, but my CP rating, which is the competitive race ranking, is now 0 because I've not been in one yet. I think a combination of all these factors means that ACC isn't a bad word. I would agree about the rating system. Furthermore, I don't know about you, but in iRacing I tend to get really bad luck. So, you know, I'll get a few good middling results and the rating will go up, and then I'll get punted off in one race and all that. Essentially the rating from those 3 successful races is wiped off. But I stopped caring about iRating quite a while ago since joining leagues. It's like a soothing ointment, because the amount of times you get reamed by somebody blooming smashing into the side of you, usually an LMP, given that I normally drive GTEs and that's multi-class racing, that's a recipe for disaster. Oh, he's gone a bit wide, that Lexus is starting to kind of lose it a bit. That's bringing him towards us. We're also getting a little bit quicker as we find our feet. Yeah, look at him, he's offline, all sorts, he's losing bags of time. He's getting brain fade. That's good for us. First place has run off with it, but you know, can't really whinge. Where's he going?
Car on the left.
He's blooming nowhere. He's gone. Hey, he couldn't keep it up for long, could he? All we've got to do is keep him behind, because now we're in front of him. It kind of gives him something to aim for. That was a smooth. That was a buttery exit, that was. That Aston's way off down the road. We ain't never going to catch him. The bloke must be very, very handy with that Aston. Well, that's the fast right-hander, which is turn 1 for the Grand Prix layout. That seems to be the danger area for us at the minute. This setup's got disposition for turning, which is great, but it means I've got to be careful going into there. Oh, a personal fastest lap despite that. and first place is still gaining time, so it's in the bag for him. Unless he's going to pull a Kaneshi after our third place runner's name. Never stop absolutely flooring it till you get over that finish line.
Yellow flag in sector 1.
Car feels good. Everything feels really hooked up now. Feels great. Kaneshi's he's picking up a few temps here and there. We need to be careful. I have heard of the trials and difficulties of ACC on console, having cut frame rates cut and all that kind of stuff. I get it. I don't think the PS4 and Xbox are actually ready for this yet. Like I said earlier, this thing was made for a future time. I mean, even this PC is struggling to do it. This is like, these settings are on low. And you're viewing it on a stream, which is even more cut back. But yeah, they'd probably... I can't see how consoles can really run this. But it feels as if they didn't really have much choice. If you're not getting people to pay a subscription for your game, then how are you going to get more revenue? Release it on console. Well, I'm kind of hopeful that it hasn't switched people off. Like Kaneshi's got 10th. He's done us out of 10th. He's still not close enough to really be a threat. But all we need is one slip up and he'll be right on the tail. Ah, he's gone wide. He's right on our boot lid now, isn't he? Last lap then, and Kaneshi's behind us. 5 tenths, half a second.
Yellow flag ahead.
He ain't gonna catch us though. I think we've got it pretty much in the bag here. Hopefully, if ACC gets a release on PS5 and whatever the new Xbox is called, I think that's gonna really sort out the issues and just get it done.
Yellow flag in sector 2.
But considering that I'm on an RTX 2080 at the minute, not a titanium and not a super, but it's not the most optimised thing in the world. I can't wait to upgrade again when things aren't quite so silly price-wise. Upgrade again and crank the settings up to full because it does look glorious. Here we go then, last straight. We're in the clear. About 20-minute race. Kind of felt like more like a flipping 30-minute race, but there we go. We're over the line. We're over the line. Come on now, crowd. You can light your flares and whatever you're doing. That's a good one. Fairly clean. Not much fighting, but you know, it was clean. We didn't screw up. First time I finished the race in ACC, and I just looked at the, as I say, you like the flares in the stands and whatnot, and people waving flags, marshals waving their flags. I actually felt like finishing a race is a bit more of an achievement. It's actually fun to just give it a little parade lap. Graphics are always a thing to overlook. I think you can get by with rubbish, not rubbish, but you can get by with, you know, graphics that aren't the best, so long as the fundamentals are there, and they are. Recently, I've just been given an Oculus Quest 2, and obviously everything on there looks like a mobile game, but it doesn't matter. It's so awesome. You just don't care, especially if you're, you know, I'm like 31. Yeah, I'm 31 now, so brilliant graphics ain't always been a big deal for me. If the fundamentals are there, then you can just get on with it. Right. It's time for a long overdue cuppa and a long overdue just chill out. I'm going to leave it there. If you're still with us, cheers for tagging along, watching, chucking a comment in there. Thankfully, I've got the chat working after an eternity of just not facing it. Fixed it, and it took me about 5 minutes and all. So if you're still with us, thanks for viewing. There'll be plenty more of this sort of stuff because, you know, it's easy enough just to spin up the stream and do some racing. And more often than not, having a stream is handy because if anything exciting happens, you can always go back and watch it and see how I felt about it at the time. Like in the leagues, something cool happens in the cockpit, then it's nice to have it on record. The iRacing leagues will start again in a few weeks, I believe. Until then, this will probably keep me entertained. and coming out with some more fully cooked content, so to speak, stuff that I've actually written down and recorded and whatnot. So cheers again, and I shall be seeing you at some other point soon.